or in this video, we're going to create a retracement traverse to show the monuments that we've found and eventually to compute the positions for the lost corners or for search areas so we can go back out and look for additional evidence. In the Traverses Manager, I'm just going to double click a blank line and I'm going to call this Section 14 Retrace. I'm going to use a PLSS record format, leave everything else the same. And Traverse PC adds a traverse for me. I don't need to have this Traverse Manager pinned anymore here. And I'm going to use a tool that I use often when I'm recalling points in a traverse. It's this big button right here that says Draw Just This Traverse. It's also available in the Tools menu. Down here at the bottom it says Draw Just This Traverse. And it creates a drawing just for the points that I'm going to recall. So it helps me see quickly that I'm pulling in the right points. And I haven't converted the data collector points to GCDB numbers yet. So I've got a little cheat sheet in front of me that shows me the point numbers in the data collector for each PLSS corner. And I'm going to start in the southeast corner by recalling point 30. And Traverse PC says that that point already exists. I just press enter again to recall it. I'm going to go to 4801, which is a line tree. I'm going to go to point 61, which is a quarter, and up we go like that, so 1821, which is another line tree. I'm going to go up to 199, the northeast corner. I'm going to go over to 110, which is a north corner, all the way down to 12, which is a quarter. And then let's go back to the southeast section corner, and I'm going to press it. Instead of adding an additional point, it'll enter 31 and then move me back up. And I don't need this delineation on anymore, so we can turn that off. We can also, if we want, delete this title bar, but we've really just created a temporary drawing here anyhow, so that doesn't really matter. Now, when I close the traverse out, Traverse PC has the option to save that traverse or not, depending on what your user settings are. But if I come back to the Traverses Manager, I can simply turn off all these loops and leave on the one traverse that I'm interested in, which is my Retrace traverse. And now I could delete the title bar here just to create additional space. And I'll move the scale bar out of the way a little bit. And let's close out at point 30 instead of 31. Next, I want to rename these data collector points to their GCDB point numbers. So let's start out here in the southeast corner of section 14, and this is point 30 is going to become 600, 400. And I'm just going to add that 30 as a pound 30 space to the description. So that lets me keep track in Traverse PC that this is the data collector's point 30, but I want to use the GCDB number instead. Let's go to 61, which is the east quarter. So this is going to be 600, 440. And again, over in the description, I'll press space, pound 61 space. So pressing the space bar on an existing description simply lets me edit the description without having to retype it. 199 becomes 600, 500. And again, we'll add 199 to the description. 110, the north quarter corner becomes 540, 500. Point 12, the south quarter becomes 540, 400. Let's just refresh the view to update the point label of 600, 400 at the end of the traverse, because we've already updated that point. So now I've got GCDB point numbers to use, which will make it a lot easier for me when I recreate the positions for the lost corners here. Let me add one more here. and that is from 600 440. I want to insert the west quarter corner. So I want to go from the east quarter corner to the west. So I'm going to insert. The point number is 137. It's going to insert that as a side shot. So to make it a side shot, I just need to press F10, or I can go point type, side shot. Okay, that gives me a line across there. And I can zoom extents to show what that looks like. And then, just like the other points, I want to change the number of this. So this is 500 440. Come back to this traverse. And I want to change that description then to 137. Okay, so I'm really using this retrace traverse to hold any of the monuments that I found and get a pretty good visual of what we actually picked up there out in the field. And then I can use it also to create temporary positions for the lost corners and go out and do additional searches, or if I need to set those corners ultimately to create their final positions and to go stake them out.